Hello YouTube. I thought I'd try something a bit different today, and I've got my first 5 00 gauge locos. These are the first 5 that I ever started with, and so as you can see they start with 00 gauge. So starting from number 1, we've got my old HST. So this is my first ever locomotive that I started with, and this is one my granddad left me before he passed away. So I don't really remember him much, but this was what he left me. So it's obviously my most important loco that I'll always keep hold of. I'll never sell it. It hasn't been run for a while, but I thought since I've been running some analog engines before I change it back to digital, I'll do a running session. So it's very basic, as the Hornby ones were, and I presume this is from the 70s, late 70s. Anyone can correct me on that. I mean, I've just turned 31 and I've had that all my life, so it's at least that. So, but it still runs fine. And what I used to love about this when I was little was it had working lights, which still work, or they did last time I ran the loco anyway. So that was always my favourite. My second loco, I think this is one my dad must have bought me, because I remember having it obviously, but I don't remember when I got it, so I must have been very young. And you see this is an even older model. This is like a triangle Hornby model. It's got a lot of wear and tear to it, but it has a lot of play wear. I did run it a lot when I was a kid, and it still works fine, or it did, like I say. This one's even got it's a bit dusty, but it's got people inside of it, and again working lights, but I think the dummy car's light doesn't work anymore. But yeah, they were my favourites because of the working lights. So that one's actually missing a buffer. I'll have to look out for one day. And a couple of years ago I managed to pick up a sensor car for it, so it's now a free car. Just put them to one side, and then next up, these two came together. The Pacer, and I know a lot of people hate Pacers, and I've done quite a few videos on them. I always like them, but yeah, I always like the Pacers from seeing them on the Kirby line, Kirby to Wigan. And so I wanted one for Christmas. I think I must have been about 5 or 6, and I got a bonus. I got a big train set. Anyone remembers the name of the train set, put it in the comments. But it basically came with this nice Regional Railways rail bus in the yellow livery, and this is the older one as well, with the motors in both cars, so they do get in each other's way a bit, and they are quite noisy. You could say there is a bumpy a ride as the real thing. And also the train set, we've got this class 47, and I'm not actually, I don't think it's an actual proper livery. I didn't know this till, I'm sure I read a comment somewhere on Facebook, and someone basically said, oh, it's not an actual livery. I thought it was like a parcels livery or something, but again, if anyone knows, put it in the comments, I'd like to know. But yeah, I don't think this one runs that great anymore. I've tried servicing it, and these old Ringfield motors, I think they were, the middle gear always used to pop out, so although the motor would run, the wheels wouldn't move. So I think that was always like a common fault with those older Hornby engines. But yeah, we'll try and get it running. And that came with 5 wagons, but again, of course some of the original ones were damaged, because you can imagine a 6-year-old running them a lot. They did get quite battered. And then the last of all was this little loco coach. I think I got this when I was for my 6th birthday as part of a present. If I remember rightly, I got a Lego power chip as well. This very nice little, again, I think this is the class as Hornby, but it's basically the Triang 040 tank engine. And again, lovely little model. not detailed, don't get to any stands, got no interior cab detail or anything, but again, lovely little engine, and it has that real like oily smell of a working engine that I love. So yeah, that was that came with these. Again, the paint's quite well worn off them because again I did play with them quite a lot when I was a kid. That one's missing a buffer. I've actually got a few of these. I've got a few older ones now that have been repainted. What I do need is a set of steps there where it's missing on one side, so you can see it's on that side. So yeah, so after I got these 6, when I was a touch older and went to exhibitions and stuff, I quite liked N-gauge, and because I didn't have much space either, N-gauge was ideal. So I moved on to N-gauge then till I was about 14 or 15, and then went back to 00, and then I had a break from model railways altogether then for again probably another 10 years until I moved into my own house. So that's like a little brief history of my model railways, and hope if you like this kind of video, I'll run a few more of my older locos and do a few videos. I have sold quite a few because I'm more digital now, but there's certain ones like these 5 that I'd never part with. And again, people who aren't into sound locos and stuff, I know Budget Model Railways, they do some cracking videos, and they're not into DCC, so hopefully this will be an interest to them if they're watching. So I'm going to do a running session with them now, see how they get on. Right, we're going to try the HST. See how she gets on. I'm not putting any coaches on yet because I want to give her a bit of a run in just to make sure she's working fine. So I'm just putting a bit of power on now. Oh, she tried to go. Let's give her a little push. There she goes. Just put the power up a little bit. Right, she's had her running in, backwards and forwards. I've just put a little 3-car train on it, see how she does. So here we go. A lot better start up than last time. She's almost doing a crawl now. I think she's struggling a bit with the slight slope and the curve. But considering, just speed it up a little bit. Considering she hasn't been around for over a year, and she's probably had one proper service and since I've owned her, I think she's done well. So we'll move on to loco number 2 now. Right, so loco number 2 is the class 101. I'd be very surprised if this works from a slow start, but we'll see. I'm just putting a bit of power on now. Oh, it's almost going. Just put the power up a bit. No, I didn't think it would, but almost. There we go. Not too bad. It does struggle with this track because it's got the thicker trying wheels. But again, I'll do the same with this one. Give it a run round, and then I'll have it running as a free car, hopefully. Right, here we have loco number 3. Let's see if she can move off reasonably smoothly, although I doubt it. But let's put a bit of power on and see what she does. Oh, almost. Like I said before, because there's a motor in each car, they seem to fight each other sometimes, so they're not the smoothest runners. They're usually not bad once they get going, but the later Hornby models, I think they basically put contacts in a dummy car and just have a motor in the one car to solve this problem, and they seem to run a lot smoother. But yeah, we'll get this one running and do a few clips of it. Right, that was surprisingly probably the smoothest out of the lot so far. We'll have to see how the other two get on, but yeah, quite pleased with that considering having used it for a while. And also worth bearing in mind, the 4 diesels in this video, they were all sort of, well, it's still mainline operating locos when I was a kid, and well, I suppose the rail buses are just getting retired. The HSTs are starting to get retired. A lot of the Mark III coaches are getting scrapped. So yeah, it's although they were modern when I first got them, they're pretty much what you might find on a heritage railway pretty soon. I know a couple of Pacers are already on heritage railways, so shouldn't look out of place on the heritage line. Just bear in mind when I'm running on the upper level. So let's get the class 47 on. Right, loco number 4, and it's class 47, number 808, and I think this is the one that's going to struggle the most because it has got a bit of a dodgy gear, I think, but let's give it a try. Let's move it off a bit. Let's be honest. You hear that noise. I was almost about to say that's fine then, but you can hear that irritating noise it gives off. So yeah, it does go a little bit when you put it on higher speeds, but yeah, I think it needs a bit of attention, that. But let's just give it a run anyway. Right, here we have loco number 5 with its 2 coaches, and let's see how smooth she runs off for the first time. Just put a bit of power on now. Oh yeah, almost had the crawl out of it. And there we go. I think it struggles a lot with the ballast on the track because of the thicker wheels. Like the class 101 definitely struggles with the ballast a bit. I think it is a bit over scale, and the older trains do prefer the thicker track, the trying track. But we'll do a little run around of this loco and the 2 coaches, see how she gets on. Right, that concludes my running session for my first 5 double O gauge locos. And if you like this video and you want to see a few more of my older analog locos running on the layout, then let me know. I know the running quality weren't brilliant, and the idea was just to show how good the old Hornby was and Triang. Just basically get them out the box and run them. Like I say, most of these locos haven't been run for over a year, so, and none of them have had a professional service, as far as I can tell. Just a little wheel clean and a bit of oil from time to time. Probably less than half a dozen times in 30 odd years. So bearing that in mind, I think they've done quite well. So thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for the next video.